Hey guys, it's Mark here. Apologies for not doing a video in ages. I've been extremely busy and I thought, man, I haven't done a video in ages to my subscribers. It really looks bad. There is a topic I want to talk about, but for me to talk about this topic, I really need to build a solid base to the idea. This topic is very popular. Everyone's talking about it damn near every day. But before I go into it, and I'll probably need to break this video series, let's call it a series because it's going to be more than one video. I need to break this into a few videos. We can call this part 1 and we'll go from there. I still haven't decided the name of this series yet, but you'll see it once this video is out. I want to build this story around our main character. Am I straight here? Around our main character. His name is John. John is around my age. He's middle-aged. He is on his second marriage. He divorced his first wife about 10 years ago. His first wife was his high school sweetheart. His current wife, his current marriage is not going well for him at all. He's down in the dumps. He is depressed. He is unhappy in his current marriage. Now, John recently has been reminiscing about his first marriage because he realized that he foolishly walked out on his first wife. His first wife, his high school sweetheart, was a real darling. She's a type of woman that any man would want to marry. She is very supportive, that type of woman that you want, someone who is in your corner, very supportive, very encouraging. She always pushed John to achieve his goals and was always there to support him. Well, his first wife's name is Stephanie. His current wife's name is Denise. But he foolishly left Stephanie for Denise. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about Stephanie, his first wife. I told you she's a very supportive, loving woman, the type of woman that any man dreams of having. We all aspire to have a woman like Stephanie. Now, when John was with Stephanie, they were high school sweethearts and they didn't have children for some reason. It's suspected that Stephanie couldn't have children, but John was with her. He loved her deeply. And she wasn't the most attractive woman out there. If you were to grade women or rank women on a scale of 1 to 10, she would be about a 6 on a good day, right? She wasn't a stunner. She wasn't, as people say, a dime piece. She was a bit overweight. She could stand to lose maybe about 30 pounds or so. She wasn't the best dresser out there. She wore floral dresses that made her look really frumpy. But John always looked past that because he knew her heart, right? As men, we are oftentimes guilty of looking at the physical first. We're men, that's in our nature. In fact, that's in the nature of women too. But John, he had looked past that and he was in this relationship with Stephanie. Everything was going well. It wasn't perfect, but he knew that he had a strong woman who supported him and he could grow with her. Anyway, one of John's boys contacted him. It was his boy's birthday the next weekend, and his boy contacted him and said, "Hey John, we're going out for the week. We're going out next week Saturday. We haven't seen you in ages. Let's go out. Let's go tear up the club. Let's go have a good time and catch up." So John's like, cool. He says to Stephanie, "Hey, the boys invited me out. I'm going to go out." So Stephanie's like, "Yeah, sure, go out. Go enjoy yourself." Saturday rolls around. He goes out with his boys. They're having a whale of a time with the club. The music's popping. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's having a few drinks, reminiscing on the good old days, and they're talking about recent news. Just catching up as you do with your mates. So the night goes on, and while John is there hanging with his boys, Denise, his current wife, walks in. Looking absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Just like, oh my God. This woman, seems flawless. She is quite tall, slender, banging physique. We're talking about amazing, going from the head down. She has what many black women like to refer to as good hair, right? Beautiful face. She practically has no makeup on, just a little bit of lipstick, and her skin looks flawless. The most amazing bosoms, just defying gravity. She's in this kind of cat suit, right? Stomach flat as a breadboard. Leg and ass ratio just amazing. Feet, perfection. No corns, no bunions, right? She ain't got no chops in the back of her heels. We're talking about beautiful. John sees her, he's like, man, she's fine. He's chatting to his boys, he's like, yo, look at that woman over there. Like, yo, she a dime, yo. John's thinking, man, I would love to talk to her, but she's way out of my league. She's like a 10 on a good day. I'm a 6. Night goes on. He's chatting to his boys, but every now and then he's looking over there. He can't help but look at her. She's stunning. We've all been there, right? Night goes on, a few more drinks popping, people dancing. Out of the blue, John sees her do this. John's like, me? At first, he couldn't believe it. Did she just call me over? This dime piece just called me over? So, it's almost like the music stopped. It's almost like everyone in the club just disappeared. And as he's walking over to her, it's almost like it's in slow motion. And as he's going over there, he's just trying to think of the coolest things to say. Like, what do I say to open? I don't want to come across like a bit of a geek, and John was a bit of a geek. But I don't want to come across like a geek. I don't want to say something stupid or corny. What do I say? And he's racking his brain. He's like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. And as he's going over, it's like almost like a spotlight's on him, a spotlight's on her. And as he's walking over, the spotlights are getting closer. Everyone else in the club has disappeared. The music stopped. As he walks over to her, he gets up to her. She says, hey. John's like, hey. He's like, crap, I shouldn't have said that. That's not a good opening line. But crap, I've said it now. What the hell? They get chatting. They introduce themselves. Hi, I'm Denise. Hi, I'm John. Nice to meet you. Denise is like, I've been watching you all evening. And John's like, word? Me? You've been watching me all evening? She's like, hell yeah, you're fine. And John, in his mind, he's still thinking, but I'm a 6 on a good day. She's like, yeah, you're fine. He's like, I'm fine. Look at you. You're a dime. Right? You're amazing. I've been looking at you all evening. I wanted to come and chat to you. And at the same time, he's thinking, crap, what am I doing? I'm married to Stephanie. I wanted to come and chat to you. But, I didn't have the courage to. And I thought you were way out of my league. She's like, hell no. So the night goes on. They're chatting all night. His boys are just in shock. They're looking over like, what the hell? Did John just pull that dime? Who is she? Right? So night's going on, they're chatting, they're laughing, they're dancing, having drinks and whatnot. Goes over to his boys every now and then. His boys are like, yo man, what the hell? Right? At the same time, John's like, I can't believe it. At the same time, he's thinking about Stephanie. He feels like he's cheating. Close to the end of the night, John decides to get Denise's number. They exchanged numbers. She said, "You're gonna call me?" He's like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna call you." At the same time, he's thinking like he's cheating on Stephanie. So a few days pass. He says, "All right, let me call her up." Calls her up. She's like, "What? I thought you were gonna call me sooner." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've been busy, blah, blah, blah." Long story short, they arranged to meet, and they continue to meet over the days and weeks and months. Before you know it, John's in a full-blown relationship. And he didn't want to accept this truth, but as he's in this full-blown relationship with Denise on the side, it's negatively affecting his relationship with Stephanie. He's pulling away from her. He's not as intimate as he used to be with her. And Stephanie, in her mind, she's like, "What's going on?" She's even saying to him, "John, is everything okay? Are we okay?" And you know, he's like, "We're cool, no problem." You know, but at the same time, he's in this full-blown relationship with Denise. Now, Denise, she is a whole bunch of boxes are getting checked, right? She's stunningly beautiful. She does all those little things that he likes in the bedroom that not even Stephanie wants to do. Whenever he goes to her house, there's always food. She always says to him, "Before you come, just let me know what you want and I'll cook it." And she's cooking all his favorite foods. The ackee and saltfish, the curry goat, you know, the rice and peas, the festival. He's cooking all that good Jamaican food that he loves, which happens to be my favorite food as well. So all this is going on. Her house is immaculate, clean as anything. So again, beautiful, does all the tricks in the bedroom that he always dreamed of doing. Cooks some wicked ass food, house spotless. That's pretty much it for most men. Those 4 things, right? And she's been talking about kids as well and how she really wants kids and all this stuff. So call that 5. Those 5 basic things, that's all most men want. All that other stuff is irrelevant. We don't care about your qualifications and what university you went to. We don't care about your salary, really. You know, especially for men who are on their own grind. We don't care about how much you make, because we're doing our own thing. So John's like, man, he doesn't get any better than this. Then Stephanie, at the same time, she's in his ear. Sorry, not Stephanie, Denise, the side piece. She's in his ear saying, "Man, your wife ain't shit. I've seen her picture on Facebook. Look at her. She looks overweight. She's in those floral dresses looking all frumpy. Like, really? She doesn't even do her hair well. You know, like, why are you with her?" And over time, she's putting this stuff in John's head. John's like, why am I with Stephanie? Cut to the chase. One day, John decides, right, I'm going to break it off with Stephanie. I'm going to go move in with Denise. He goes home, tells Stephanie, breaks the bad news to her. Stephanie's devastated. She kind of knew that it was coming based on how he was acting over the last few months, but she's devastated. It's like someone punched her in the gut, right? The man who I've loved since high school, who I've been dating and married to all these years, is now leaving me for another woman. She's devastated, right? John leaves Stephanie. Before you know it, he's moved in with Denise. Before you know it, again, shortly after that, he's married to her, right? He's not wasting any time. The relationship starts off, everything's going well. Not long after that, things start changing for John and Denise. The house ain't as clean as it used to be. All those fancy dinners that she was cooking up, he starts to find out that it wasn't really her cooking. She was just getting takeaway, putting it in pots and making it look like she did the cooking. So it's like, what the hell, right? The house is dirty. You know, he's like, man, this is not what I signed up for. She gave me the impression that this is how things were when I was seeing her on the side, and now that I'm married to her, this is definitely what I signed up for. John likes a clean house. I mean, who doesn't? So time goes on. A year goes by. John's feeling more and more depressed. John stopped taking care of himself. He's gained weight. You know, he doesn't even shave. Doesn't cut his hair. You know, Stephanie used to always keep on top of him. Hey, are you going to the barbers? You know, hey, let's go to the gym and go work out. Denise is doing none of that. So he's letting himself slide, right? Now, as time goes on, now Denise is not even giving him any of her cookie anymore. He ain't getting no cookie anymore. Back in the day when she was a side piece, she used to throw it up every which way. Now he's barely getting anything. He has a better relationship with Mrs. Brown's 5 daughters, if you know what I mean. Things are in shambles. His relationship's terrible. They're still occasionally having sex, and during that time, he fathers 2 children with her. They have 2 kids. The kids don't look like John. His friends, his family, his close friends and family anyway, they're like, yo, John, are you sure these kids are yours? Because we can see her and the kids, but we can't see anything for you. And John's like, even though he's got some doubts in his mind, he's like, of course they're my kids. Can't you see they look like me? And they're like, no, that's what we're saying. They don't look like you. John wakes up one morning to go pee, and he's pissing razor blades. He's like, what? What's going on? Goes down to the doctor, gets himself checked out. Come to find out he has an STD. He confronts Denise. He's like, Denise, what the hell? My dick's burning. Did you give me an STD? Are you fooling around on me? Are you cheating on me? Just tell me the truth. She's like, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I shouldn't have. I did. I had a moment of weakness and I slept with this guy. Yes, we didn't use condoms and I'm sorry. So, you know, John's like, what the hell? Right? I don't know about you watching this, but my first instinct in a situation like that, we're done. Right? But John, he's locked in. He's got these 2 kids. They might not even be his, but he's locked in. You know, and it gets to the point where Denise is out all the time. And damn near every 6 months, he goes to the toilet, his dick's burning. She keeps going out, she keeps cheating on him. She keeps getting STDs. And more, John is down in the dumps. So, and on top of that, he has her friends and family in his ear telling him, you don't know how good you have it with Denise. You lucked out. Man, she's a dime. Man, she's fine. Man, she's a good woman. And John's like, is she? I'm the one with the burning dick. What are you talking about? Right? But they're in his ear all the time till John starts believing them. Right? And John is just, his life is miserable. Right? Just imagine that. Your missus, she's cheating on you. And hey, trust me, I know what that's like firsthand. It leaves you devastated. You never think you can bounce back from that type of stuff. Right? Most of us have either been cheated on or we have been cheaters. It's a sad truth about life. So one day John decides to go to the mall to go get some food, and he's in the food court and he's there eating. He's eating some crap. He's eating some junk food. You know, he's having burgers and fries, and he's having, you know, Krispy Kreme donuts. Right? So he's there stuffing his face, feeling sorry for himself. And all of a sudden, someone walks up on him and says, John? He looks up. At first, he didn't know who it was. Then he's like, oh, holy crap. Is that Stephanie? Is this Stephanie? Stephanie? She's like, oh, hi, John. Oh, my God. I wasn't sure it was you. You look different from when we last saw each other. You know, John's gained a whole bunch of weight. you know, hair uncut, not shaving. And she's like, I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure, so I had to come over. How are you? And he's like, man, I'm okay. She's like, can I join you? So she sits down, she joins him. She's like, how have you been? I haven't seen you in years, right? What's new? And John's thinking, oh, you know, I'm just going through some stuff. But you see, now, Stephanie ain't looking like she used to when John was with her. Now, Stephanie is looking fine. She's doing her hair. She lost the extra weight. She's wearing more, she ditched the floral dresses. She's wearing more figure forming clothing that shows off her curves. You know, she's looking fine. You know, she's doing her nails now. She's getting mani-pedis. You know what I mean? She's looking fine, right? She still has that beautiful smile that John always remembered. So they're chatting, and he can't help it. He said, Stephanie, you know, you're looking amazing. Like, you look like a completely different person. And she kind of sniggers under her breath, like, I could say the same thing about you. But because they had that connection, he didn't even take offense to what she said. They just kind of laughed about it. And she said, yeah, you know, after you broke it off with me, I looked at myself and realized that I had to do something to improve myself. And, you know, I changed my diet. I started working out. You know, I started looking after myself. My girlfriend started taking me out shopping and helping me with choosing better clothes and whatnot. And, you know, this is what you see here. This is the final product. You know, after a few years of working hard on myself, and it took me a while to get over our breakup. You know, she said, to be honest, I haven't fully gotten over a breakup. And if I'm completely honest, I've never stopped loving you, John. And she's like, what's happening? You know, what's happening with you? And he's like, you never stopped loving me? Well, you know, that's kind of good to hear. I mean, I've never stopped thinking about you, especially a couple years into my marriage, not long into my second marriage. Things went to crap, and he started outlining all the stuff that was happening, you know, the infidelity from Denise, the lack of food, the dirtiness of the house, these kids that might not even be his. And he's really outlining how his life is in a shambles with this woman. And as Stephanie sat there listening to him, taking it all in, thinking about how much she still loves him, how she never stopped loving him, she says to him, John, why don't you come back with me? It sounds like your life is a complete mess, right? What do you have to lose? Now, for those of you watching this video, if you were John, you left Stephanie, right? You jumped over with Denise. Denise has put you through all kinds of hell. Your life is a shambles. If you were John, what would you do? I'm suspecting that most of you watching this video would say, duh, that's a no-brainer. Of course leave Denise. The kids might not even be his. The infidelity, the dirty home, no good food in the house. That's a no-brainer. He should break up with Denise and go back to Stephanie, who had his back from day one, who was always there, the supportive woman who was always in his corner, who supported him in his dreams and pushed him to do better. It's a no-brainer, right? That's what you're saying. So my question to you is this. If you can draw that conclusion that it's a no-brainer that John should leave Denise and go back to Stephanie, my question to you is this. Why do black people in America still vote for the Democratic Party? Look out for part 2. Peace.